Today I'm going to talk about retirement planning. I want to show you a strategy that a 25-year-old can take to retire at 55. Before we get started here today, I would like to encourage you to please subscribe to this channel. It will help us grow so that we can provide more content like this. Okay, so you're 25 years old with $0 in your retirement account, and you want to learn how you can retire at the age of 55. So that is what we are going to show you here today. Now, there's some assumptions that we're going to make, such as you're going to get a 10% annual rate of return on your investments before you retire. You're going to get 7% during your retirement years, because we're going to invest a little more conservatively so that we don't risk our entire nest egg during the years that we're going to be using it. We're going to assume annual rate of inflation of 2.5%. Again, your current age is 25 and you want to retire at 55. And then your retirement contributions will be 16%. Now, this is not just what you're going to contribute, but what your employer may contribute, say in a 401k match or something like that. So maybe your employer will contribute 6% and then you can contribute 10%. Again, you're starting with a retirement balance of $0. And we're going to assume a gross income of $100,000 in today's dollars. Now, if you're a couple, this is what your entire gross income is today. Or if you're single, whatever the case may be, but we're just going to use this round number of $100,000. And then we're also going to assume that you want to keep that exact same income going into retirement. Now, some may say you don't need to have that much in retirement, because by the time you reach retirement, you have less expenses. You're done raising a family. You may be done paying off your house. You have a lot of these large expenses start to drop off. But at the same time, if you're retiring at 55, you are probably planning to be fairly active. So you may be doing traveling, you may be doing other things that cost more money. So that's why we're going to go with the $100,000, equivalent to the $100,000 in today's dollars, into your retirement, beginning of your retirement. Now, oftentimes your retirement spending is kind of a smile shaped, they call it. So you start out needing more money because you're active. You end up needing more money at the end because you have a lot more health-related issues. You may need additional care. You may be in a nursing home, need additional nursing care, additional medicines, and so on. And then somewhere in the middle is where you really will spend the least, because you're not as active, but yet you don't need all this long-term care. So they say it's smile shaped. For the sake of all the analyses that I do, we just assume flat. That would be a worst case scenario. It would be a conservative approach to the analysis. So we're just going to go with a constant spending through your entire retirement years. Now, up here you can see when you come to the 10% that we were talking about for your rate of return, if you look over here at the S&P historical returns, we're not out of the, we're not crazy when we say 10%, because this is where I suggest you invest your money, because it doesn't have all up years, but the up years far outweigh the down years, and you get this nice average rate of return, much greater than something that's more conservative. So let's get to this. So you can see here, age 25, you're starting with $0. Your gross income is $100,000. Now you can see your gross income is increasing as we go down the page here, because we're assuming a growth on your income of 2.5% per year. Now, hopefully you can exceed this through better raises, through promotions, etc. But again, I like to take the conservative approach that you're only increasing your income by the rate of inflation. Now, your retirement account will also be growing as we go down the page. It'll be growing because of our rate of return and our contributions. So as you scroll down the page, you can see that when you get to age 55, you will have over $3 million. Now you're wondering, is that going to be enough? Well, let's go over to the red side of the page here. The red side of the page indicates spending, basically retirement spending. The green side was working growth. So here we are, and we start out at age 55 with our little over $3 million. At this point, we're not collecting any Social Security because we're too young. And our adjusted gross income is here based on inflation over all those years, over those 30 years. So you get down, because that's what we said we wanted to spend in our retirement years. We wanted to keep that same income level as when we were working. Now, you get down to age 68, and I have Social Security kicking in. Now, this will vary depending on many factors. It could be much less, it could be much lower. But this is just a number that I put in there for the sake of this analysis. So you can see that as you get older, your money grows for a little while, then it starts to dip, and then it starts to continue dipping. So it was growing for a little bit there because the growth on it was more than what we were spending. But eventually that starts to drop off, and it starts to drop off more and more the older we get, primarily because our income over here continues to increase because of inflation, because we give ourselves that 2.5% raise every year. Even during our retirement years, we want to keep up with inflation. So in any case, this is the number that we're looking at right here. We want to see our account. This is our portfolio, our nest egg, that we want to make sure doesn't run out too early. But as you can see, it's not really going to run out till we hit about the age 90. And that's pretty much my goal on all these analyses, is that that we can reach the age 90. Now, over the years, during your saving years over here and during your spending years over here, it is important that you keep an eye on this to make sure that you're on track. Now, that's why I like to have this spreadsheet, where it will show me what my numbers, my projected numbers should be to be where I need to be, and I can make adjustments to this through the years if need be. So I like to visit this every 1 or 2 years to make sure we're on track. And I encourage you to do that through your entire working years and retirement years, because you want to make sure you're on track. You want to make sure you don't run out too early. You want to make sure that if you have too much, you can spend more. You can give more. You can do whatever you want with that money. So that is what I suggest. So bottom line is this. If you follow these assumptions, you can safely retire at the age of 55, starting at the age of 25 with $0 in savings. So I hope this video helped you. Please continue to watch this channel. There will be additional videos like this. This is actually the first part of a 3-part series that I'm doing, and I'm going to go over how things change if you modify your contributions or if you modify your investment choices. So watch one of these videos here, and you will see the other parts of this series. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.